The Anti-Mask League of San Francisco was an organization formed to protest an ordinance which required people in San Francisco, California, to wear masks during the 1918 influenza pandemic. The ordinance had lasted less than 1 month before being repealed. Due to the short period of the League's existence, its exact membership is difficult to determine. However, an estimated 4,000 to 5,000 citizens showed up to a meeting to protest the second ordinance in January 1919. Cases of the Spanish flu began to appear in San Francisco during the fall of 1918. The first documented case was in late September. By mid-October, the city had more than 2,000 cases. The city's Board of Health enacted various measures to try to curb the disease, such as banning gatherings, closing schools and theaters, and warning citizens to avoid crowds. Professions that served customers, including barbers, hotel and rooming house employees, bank tellers, druggists, store clerks were required to wear masks. On October 25th, the city passed an ordinance requiring everyone in San Francisco to wear a mask while in public or when in a group of 2 or more people, except at mealtime. Although there were some complaints from citizens during the initial period of mask wearing, the new ordinance in 1919 galvanized more serious opposition, and the Anti-Mask League was formed. Some objections to the ordinance were based on questions of scientific data, while others considered the requirement to infringe on civil liberties. In addition to complaints from the Anti-Mask League, some health officers from other cities also contended that masks were not necessary. The San Francisco City Health Officer criticized the Secretary of the state's Board of Health for questioning the efficacy of masks, saying, "The attitude of the State Board is encouraging the Anti-Mask League." The president of the League, suffragist, attorney, and labor rights activist Mrs. E.C. Harrington, was a fierce critic of the mayor, and it has been suggested that the Anti-Mask League protests were politically motivated. In addition to complaints from the Anti-Mask League, some health officers from other cities contended that the masks were not necessary. On January 27th, the League presented a petition signed by Mrs. E.C. Harrington as president to the city's Board of Supervisors, requesting repeal of the mask ordinance. Newspapers across the world took note of the protesting organization. San Francisco lifted the mask requirement effective February 1st, 1919, on the recommendation of the Board of Health. Now, Mrs. E.C. Harrington reminds me a little bit of Peggy Hall from thehealthyamerican.org. And Peggy is a fierce advocate for the removal of the infringement of our rights. And she is very much against mask wearing due to the fact that we are free to breathe as living human beings. And you can go visit her website, thehealthyamerican.org, and go over to her YouTube channel also. She would really appreciate it. And here we are in 2020. I'm calling this the Panoramademic. A panorama is an unobstructed and wide view of an extensive area in all directions, often exhibited apart at a time and made to pass continuously before the spectators. So here's a group of protesters. This is either Audrey Hepburn or Amy Winehouse. But protesting seldom works. It's just asking for permission to end the lockdown or to open the businesses. But that's a passive action. We need to actually take action. We need to take action, get up and run with it. We have our idea, we have our plan, and then we take action. And that could be opening our businesses, taking off our masks, or whatever we need to do to show our freedom. I hope that you'll come back and view my other videos. I thank you all so much. I love you guys. I appreciate all the new subscribers, and I appreciate a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time.